So I want to talk about this one before it's too late. Polo Red Extreme Parfum. It's been discontinued and it is very, very quickly starting to diminish from the online market. And I think that's a shame because this is another situation where a brand, a very successful, popular brand, will discontinue one of their better offerings. Really, for me, the Polo Red line is not one of my favorites. The original doesn't really do much for me, and most of the other flankers don't get me all that excited either. I like a couple of the Polo Blues. I like the Ralph's Clubs. I like, Polo Supreme Leather. So there's quite a few that I do like, but Polo Red has always been a line that I've never really paid attention to. But Polo Red Extreme is one that is actually really nice and, in my opinion, way above average. It's a true parfum concentration, smells fantastic, performs great, and I'm going to talk all about this one today. I'm also going to link down below a couple places where you can still pick this one up. It is getting increasingly rare. So if you have any sort of interest, if you want a backup bottle, if you want to get one for the first time, go ahead and pick one up now while you can. I don't know if this one's going to make it through the winter time or not. Next year, this might be very, very, very hard to find. Even though it is right now, it might be completely wiped out next year. I'm also going to make an effort to get a bottle of this into one of your guys' hands. I'm going to give away $50 to one subscriber watching this, so that way you can either buy a bottle of this or you can use that $50 for anything. Doesn't matter. That's what I like about doing these cash giveaways. I just did one recently for, what is it, $350 or something like that on my community tab. And yeah, this way you can use the money for whatever you want. And there you go. So leave a comment down below. Must be able to accept payment via PayPal or Cash App or Zelle. One of those major ones. Might even be able to do Venmo. So yeah, leave a comment down below and I'll get in touch with the winner here within a few days. Good luck to you. All right, we're going to start off with how this one smells. Now, this here is all about the coffee. It's got a beautiful, gorgeous, rich coffee note in here. It's like a coffee cardamom mixture, even though they don't actually list off cardamom. But it opens up with this rich and kind of luscious coffee beans, roasted coffee smell with a good dose of sweetness coming in as well. Almost like a little bit of tonka bean. I mean, man, that smells amazing off the top. You do get a little bit of blood orange coming through initially off the opening, just to kind of give it a little bit of a bright pop, but that dissipates pretty quickly and then you get into the coffee. So they really do only give us 3 notes here: coffee, blood orange, and ebony wood. That's it. And this was released back in 2017 before the 3-note breakdown thing wasn't as popular as it is now. So I'm not really sure what the thought process was behind this. But to be fair, those notes are ones that you do pick up on. The woods in here is also kind of providing some of that sweetness. But again, a lot of it to me is kind of a cardamom tonka bean mixture to provide that. It's a little bit spicy. It's very warm, very rich, and definitely gourmand. One thing that this one will get compared to is Halloween Man X, and I kind of see where people are coming from, but I do want to, come back and say that to me, Halloween Man X is much more tonka bean and like whiskey. I've never found that I get a ton of coffee from Halloween Man X, even though it's listed in there, even though it's kind of touted as a really nice, cheap coffee scent. For me, it's one that I just haven't picked up on a ton of that note. I get bits and pieces of like a coffee accord in there, but it's nowhere near the level of this one in terms of quality, in terms of just how available it is to your nose to be able to smell it. So they're quite a bit different. So I just wanted to throw that out there. There's even a little bit of a dry aspect of this as well. So I kind of think of it as, you get this rich, freshly brewed coffee accord, but then you also get this kind of dry roasted coffee beans smell. Like, you open it up and you smell the container before you go ahead and brew your coffee up. You got that airtight container there and you just smell that aroma. You kind of get a bit of that as well. Almost a little bit of a dustiness here. And actually the coffee accord in here reminds me a little bit of Killian's Intoxicated. I love the brand of Killian, Paris. They create some of my favorite fragrances. Really big fan of a lot of them. And Intoxicated is one of my favorite coffee fragrances of all time. I think it smells amazing. It's the perfect example of a coffee cardamom scent. And while I wouldn't call this a clone of that one, because we're still talking different leagues here, the way it comes across is it kind of reminds me a little bit of that. And I don't know, to me it just kind of has a similar thing going on. Not full-on clone level, but some similarities for sure. So that's another reason why I really, really like this one a lot. And ultimately, in terms of designer level coffee scents, I just think this stuff is really, really nice. Another one that you could get for a really good price is Rojas Loam. I'm sure you guys are very familiar with that. Or no, I'm sorry, Rojas Man. In the cone-shaped bottle, you know, it's like a $20 scent. There's some similarities, but again, that one utilizes a cappuccino note. So instead of being roasted coffee beans with a dry quality and then a rich aroma of freshly brewed coffee, that one's more of like a creamy cappuccino kind of accord in there. It's not quite to the level of this one, at least for me. That being said, the Rojas is still a really nice coffee level scent overall, but you know, I'm just trying to go through and kind of talk about some of these comparisons that this one gets just so you're aware of them. Really, I think this one's pretty original. Yeah, it kind of throws back a little bit to some of the other Polo reds, but it takes the coffee accord and really pushes it pretty hard. The cardamom, the tonka bean thing, it really goes in that direction quite a bit. So let's talk about performance. As I mentioned in the beginning, it's a true Parfum concentration, says so on the bottle, says so on the box. That's really nice, especially from the brand of Ralph Lauren. It's just cool to see. So this one here for me has been pretty consistently around 8 hours or so, 8.5, which is great performance, especially given that this is not going to be known as being a super high quality scent, a super beast mode scent. None of the fragrances in this line are really all going to be that strong. Most of the fragrances from the brand are usually pretty moderate. So to get up into that performance range is pretty solid here. Projection's a little bit on the softer side. It does leave a nice trail though. It will get you noticed, especially if you're walking around or moving around. It'll stay suspended in the air. It really works out great for that. In terms of actual distance, it is a bit softer. And for what it's worth, I mean, the quality to the price point here is nice. It's solid. Now, it's not Killian level, it's not niche level, it's not ultra high-end designer level, but it is still designer level. I'm talking scent quality. I'm also talking wearability here. This is a super wearable, nice, dusty, roasted coffee scent that smells amazing. I mean, especially even in the opening, up in the air, that it just smells great. It leaves off a really nice, addictive aroma. It's going to be great for the upcoming fall and winter time, which is another reason why I wanted to go ahead and get this one out there for you now, so that way you guys can start getting in on this and you know, kind of use it as your last chance to pick this up before it completely goes away. This will be a really nice one to wear in fall evenings or that sort of thing when the leaves are really starting to change and it's really getting cool outside. I couldn't think of anything better. So that's really going to do it for me, my breakdown on Polo Red Extreme Parfum. It's all about that coffee here. Let's just put it simply. So if you like coffee and scents, then I would highly recommend you check this one out before it's too late. Like I said, I'm going to give away $50 to one of you guys, so you can pick a bottle of this up for yourself before it's too late, or again, use that money for anything. Buy lunch for a couple days, buy dinner, use it for gas, whatever. Totally up to you. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, Zelle, whatever. Got to accept one of those. Comment down below to be entered. I do appreciate that you subscribe as well. And check out the community tab. Posting deals over there all the time. And over there, monthly, I'm going to do giveaways, cash giveaways of larger value over on the community tab. So you don't want to miss out for that. That's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.